welcome to Voces que Luchan e Inspiran podcast, a podcast by Centro Cultural Mexicano. My name is Mariana Martínez. I am the executive director and the host, and I'm here with my co-host.
Hi, my name is José Batista, and I'm the events communication manager.
And we're so excited. So as we continue this podcast, one of the amazing things that we promised you was to bring different voices to, because it's not just fun to hear me or
No.
we want to hear the fun point about, the fun fact about our podcast is the people that we're going to be bring in. So today we have with us Valeria Ortiz, and let me do this. I have to get better at this. So
thanks for having me.
yes, welcome, Valeria. I'm going to introduce you. So Valeria Ortiz is a muralist and visual artist based in Seattle, Washington. With over a decade of experience, she has brought color and meaning to numerous mural projects throughout the city. Valeria recently participated in our Hispanic Heritage Month, which was amazing. And will also be part of our Dia de Muertos exhibition, which is coming up, and we'll talk about that shortly. And we're so excited to have her here today and learn about her journey. And really, this is just, the Voces que Luchan e Inspiran is to learn your story, to learn what your journey, how you got to where you are, to like, what does that mean to you, etc. So we're going to ask you several questions, but tell us, welcome Valeria, welcome. Tell us about you, anything you want to share to start with, and then we can take it from there.
Well, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to meet Jose and Mariana. They have been wonderful, and I feel really proud to be here and to build this connection with Centro Cultural Mexicano, and also being involved with this organization and seeing all the work that you do to support the artists is really important for me and for most of the artists I have met here. So it's really meaningful for us to have this space. So thanks for that.
Great,
Yeah.
thank
Also,
you.
Valeria is one of the first artists I met here while working at Centro. So it's awesome that you're here.
Thank you.
Yes. And I will say, for those who are just not listening, but you can come to see our YouTube channel as well, which is where our episodes are, you'll see that we coordinated outfits. We all showed up with a turtleneck. So great minds to think alike. So Valeria, we love to, this episode is really to get to know you and your story. So why don't you tell us about, how did you get started as an artist? What called you? Was it when you were little? Was it later on in life? Like, what got you started, and what inspires you to be an artist?
I started painting since I was a little kid. I started painting on the walls.
Yeah.
And then I started like going to art classes since I was like 5 years or 6 years. And then from there, I didn't took it seriously until I was like in high school and in college. But it was just like a side hobby. It wasn't like a professional thing I was doing it. And then when I started like my professional career, I started working for Liga MX in Mexico, in Guadalajara. And I started working for the soccer league. And that's where I became like a graphic designer, and I started getting involved with art in some way, with social media and stuff like that. And when I moved to Seattle, like almost 4 years ago, I started seeing a lot of artists and being successful and living as a full-time artist. And I was like, okay, maybe this is something that I want to explore, but I don't know how to start. Because when you get to the United States as an immigrant, you don't know who to reach out, how to start, and you need like a mentor or a guy who can like give you advice of how to start in the art world, because sometimes you imagine that it's really difficult,
Right.
and then you start like meeting people that are living out of art. So I was like, okay, I want to do this, but I don't know how to start. And I went like, I started volunteering like with murals, community murals in general. And that's where I started meeting a lot of artists and a lot of community. And I went to every event I could to meet like all the artists in Seattle. And then that's when I started like meeting artists that saw my talent and told me like, you should pursue this, but I was like, how do I start?
Right.
And then they were like, oh well, just start reaching out to people, like people interested in a mural, stuff like that. And then from like I think that when you set your mind to something, you attract that.
Oh yeah.
And
Law of attraction, right?
and I feel like I was really aligned with this purpose of becoming a full-time artist and having this purpose of supporting the community. And I started meeting owners of restaurants of or nonprofits and stuff like that that will like a mural of mine in their restaurants, stuff like that. So that's where the opportunities started opening for me, because I saw that potential and I saw like my future me living out of this like of art.
I love that.
Opportunity,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
And then from there, when the first person that gave me the opportunity of painting a mural was Don Julio in Taqueria Mixteca, and then several restaurants in like Chingona and
It's the name of the business. We
and,
can't do anything about it.
and in West
We don't
Seattle,
control that.
and then White Center, the White Center Food Bank and stuff like that. So that's where I started like doing more
Right.
mural art, and then from there, I feel like everything has happened organically.
Manifestation
Like,
was just
yeah,
flowing. Yeah.
everything unfold because I felt like I was ready for that step in my life. And also the fact that also something that really kept me going is that my father passed away almost 3 years ago.
I'm sorry.
And it was really like a life-changing experience in my life. So I was like, I need to do something with this pain, you know. And
Oh,
and
beautiful.
and the pain that showed me that I can transform that pain into something beautiful that is art. And that's why I started doing art like to like overcome my grief. And that's something that was really powerful, and that was something that kept me going, because I was like, my dad wouldn't want me to be sad because he's no longer here. He wouldn't want me to like pursue my dreams.
Right.
And I was like, that's the reason I want to become an artist, because my father passed away doing what he loved, so I should do what I love. So that's one of the reasons that kept me going, and really set my mind into that, like I can do it. I know I can do it. I don't know how, but I know that there's a possibility out there.
Wow.
That's incredible.
I mean, I have a lot of questions, so we'll try to
I,
wrangle
know,
them.
I have one question. Was Seattle the first place that you wanted to move since you were living in Mexico? Like, was that your goal?
I never imagined I would live in Seattle, but I have family here, so
Connection. Yeah.
I have a connection.
Okay.
So since I was a little kid, I came to visit my family for vacations, but it wasn't something that I could imagine in my future.
Yeah, because when I think about Seattle, I really don't think about big art scene, and I feel like that has just come up
It
recently.
is. It's huge. Well,
Yeah.
it has, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So it's awesome that you got that opportunity.
Yeah. I love this pain transformation of emotions, right? Like pain is always it's part of the process of revelation sometimes, I think, and I don't want to get too poetic here, but I think what you said is beautiful, that you know, you turn something into something, and I don't want to say productive because that's the monkey mind and the capitalistic thinking, right? But I think is in being able to transform that and have that connection with your father, you know, even though he's no longer here. And I think that's it's so beautiful, and I think that transcends your art, right?
Yeah.
And reason why I think we thought being part of the exhibit for Dia de Muertos was so perfect, because you can see that, you can see the emotions, you can feel that transformation, you can sense the like exactly what you just said. So that was beautiful. Thanks for sharing that. Something I'm really curious about is, you know, you said when I moved here, I wasn't sure, you know, how to connect. I didn't know, you know, you have this talent, you have this passion, but then you don't know how to make the steps of what steps to take to become an artist, right? Like, because you even the word, right? Like, you're an artist, right? how important was it for you to see Latinas or see people that look like us, right? Or like you, or that were in similar situations to help you get through that first process of, I'm not saying necessarily believing in yourself, because I think you were there, right? But to believe that this is something I can do for a living, right? Or this is something that I can manifest in a much larger way.
Yeah.
Was it important for you to, right? Like, as you saw, you mentioned the connections that you had. Was it important that people understood who you were as a person? And did you find anybody maybe eventually that inspired you?
Well, sometimes I feel like we have this stigma or stereotype that as Latinos, we in general in Mexico, for example, you cannot make a living out of art. And when I came here, I was like, I have this mindset that I need to change because I see a lot of people living out of art, and I can do it. So I had to change my mindset, and I also feel like it's also about the fact that we as Latinos, as a community, we have a voice that we need to like share,
Yeah.
and we have a lot of talent,
Right.
and we need to like we have resources, but sometimes we don't know how to like get them or how
Right.
to like have access to that. So I feel like we have the power to change that, and I have seen a lot of Latinas like I don't know, like Esmeralda Vasquez, Nalisha Estrellas, or Natalia Sotelo that I met in my journey, and they were like doing art, and they said like it's possible. Like it took me a while, but it's possible, and there's a lot of artists that are doing this also, like Victor Melendez, or that are really have been like really nice to me and also willing to help. And that's also something that keeps me going, because I feel like the community here in Washington or in Seattle in general are pretty friendly and are willing to help you without like expecting something in return. So that's something really nice, because I don't know if maybe in bigger cities like New York, there's more competition and stuff like
Right.
that. But I feel like Seattle is really welcoming and really
That's the first time I've heard that. Saddle freeze.
like welcoming in a sense of like the community in general in
Yeah.
the art world. Like I
Yeah.
don't feel like a lot of competition, and that's something really
Or
nice.
camaraderie. Maybe you feel like support of community
Exactly.
rather than, hostile environment where like I'm first and that scarcity mind, right? Like I thought that project's for me. It was more like you felt welcome and you
Yeah.
felt supported.
How hard was
I
it to
love it.
change that mindset to like, I'm moving to Seattle, I'm afraid, but I can do it. And then building on that and creating this life that it's so powerful for you. Like, how hard was it?
It was
Or how easy was it?
Well, it was like, I don't know how to explain it, but in Mexico, I was like, okay, so I have this career, I have this experience, but when I come here, who I am. So I started questioning, like, I see all these things saying about Latino communities and how our future should be. And then I was like, I want to be so successful. I want to do this like for real. I don't want like these stereotypes they have for us. I want something bigger. And that's when you say like you deserve more, like I feel like the opportunities start to like appear.
I think
Getting goosebumps.
it is absolutely that. It's but I mean, a lot of the times this imposter, what's it called?
Imposter
syndrome, right? That it comes down to confidence, right? Like when you can quiet down or shut down those voices, external voices, and look for validation inside and not outside, then you're like, the sky's the limit. And I don't need somebody to reassure me, right? To believe in the things that I already know can happen.
Right.
And I think it's a matter of how soon. The sooner you can shut down those voices and those external messages that are not helpful, the sooner then you can actually listen to that light, or that voice within.
And it almost feels, at least for me, in my journey of being different careers, I feel like I had to code switch in order to be successful.
Yes.
But I feel from what you're telling is like you are authentic, genuine, and you're just not code switching, but you're just being yourself. And you can't see, but I'm getting goosebumps. The turtleneck.
But it takes a while. It's not from one day to another.
Right.
I remember when I told my mom, like, I want to become a full-time artist. And she was like, are you crazy? And I was like, I know that you cannot see it right now, but I know, like, trust me, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And she trusts me, and it happened. But I had a vision of, like, oh, I'm not going to do just art, just paint, and that's it. I want to do art with a purpose.
Right.
And I feel like when you have a purpose, it's more easier
Vision,
to...
right.
You have a vision, and
Yeah.
it's easier to get to that point because you know what you
Yeah.
need to do. Because I was like, I don't want to do art just for doing art. I want to do art because I want to express what I'm feeling. I need to express this grief. And also in my journey, I saw that there were a lot of, I feel like a lot of like Latino community need to express things that we are not expressing. And I feel like through my art, maybe I can be like a tool for our community to express things that we
Yeah.
are not expressing. So I feel like that's my purpose, like giving a voice to our community in some
Yeah.
way. In any way I can, because I can
Wait, hold on.
every
How do we do this? I don't know how to do this. I'm trying to do the heart with my hands. That is beautiful. I mean, in so many ways, in so many levels. And I think this is why Centro Cultural Mexicano exists. I mean, this is why, to meet community where they are, to provide those spaces to precisely, right, artists who, whether they are confirmed, right, or whether they're just getting started, having those spaces and having that opportunity to participate in events where you can share the art and you can demonstrate to, not just the Latino community, but also other communities that visit spaces like, right, in events like art exhibitions, that it's possible that our communities have a voice, that we have something to say, and that we don't all fit into this one little box, which often, they put us, right? It's like all Latinos are the same. Oh, you speak Spanish, where we are, there's so much diversity. We look so different. We have different traditions. And even that's at the collective level, but at the individual level, right? Our voices, right? Like your perspective is valuable. And it's different, and we all together can lift each other. So I'm so happy. I mean, that makes me really happy to know that we can create, and hopefully you found organizations like us that can support and that can provide those voices to, right, like to continue to, that art and that. So
Is your mom still in Mexico?
No, she lives here.
Oh, nice. Cool. Well,
go ahead. Yep.
second question.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
So what obstacles did you face while getting started as an artist?
Well,
Or if you didn't?
Many probably, but is it one you want to share that? Right?
well, sometimes I feel like age is a problem sometimes, because they don't trust that you have the
You're young.
expertise
Right.
to start. Or being a woman also is a problem, because when you're doing murals, you're going up the ladders and carrying heavy stuff and stuff like that. So it's like they see you doing that alone, and it's like it can be like difficult for
That's
the
crazy.
people to understand.
Not even in the art world.
But sometimes you like, sometimes you don't just ignore the fact that it's a problem, and you just keep going. That's something that has like keep me like pushing
On track,
forward.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, it goes back to those labels, right? That they put us, right? Like, you're a personal color, you're a woman, all these things, and again, it's shutting down those voices. Okay, you don't believe in me, or microaggressions, and I don't know if you've ever experienced those, where people say what they think, and it's not necessarily the most positive thing. Like, oh, you're a woman, it must be, I can give you exactly. I have a whole dose of those that they see you, right? It's so many layers to oppress, right? Like, you're young, so you must not have experience, right? And then you're a woman, so already, right? Like, for certain people, they already talk down on you, and then all of these things that you have to kind of, again, shut down and continue. So that's beautiful that you just you have to. What would you say? What advice would you give?
Yeah.
If it's maybe think of you as when you were younger, right?
You stole
Or
my
maybe
question.
other great minds think like, like if you were to say in those moments that you doubted, or in those moments where maybe those voices were louder than yours, that kept you going, what would you say? What would you say to your younger self, or maybe to someone who's younger?
They like my
That when you shut down all those voices or people that want to see you succeed, like when you shut down those thoughts, it is possible to overcome that reality. And also, uh, when you have a dream, I feel like your dream is bigger there than anything outside of us. So like when you have a purpose or a vision, you just keep going, and you don't care about what's going on in the exterior world, because you know that in the future it's gonna happen, and your purpose is bigger than anything else. So
Right.
so
And I feel like in the Latin community, there is this thought from our parents, especially if we migrate to another country, that we're doing this for you to make money, and for you, like, be an engineer,
Right.
be a doctor, like, and those are the only dollar signs.
Quantifying
your success.
salary. Right.
So I'm like, well, you're telling me this. I'm like, but how? Like, because
Right.
when I went to college, I love my parents. They raised me very well, I hope. But
You doing well. You're doing pretty good.
but we migrated from Panama, and my dad and my mom had this dream for me, and I wanted to be a fashion designer. But my dad was like, "Are you sure?" So then I moved to a whole different major in college, but I still have that dream of fashion
Right.
designer, which is so funny because now my dad's like, "Become one." So
After all this time, you're
Yeah.
like, thank you. Now that I'm
yeah.
Well, but sometimes those. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You were gonna say something.
no, but do you think it's possible?
Yeah. 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 But I don't know if I'm there yet with those. That's why I'm so like, I'm standing by you, because you got there, and in 4 years, for moving from Mexico to Seattle,
Right.
and being able to hold that success already, it's awesome.
It's difficult. Sometimes you don't want you want to give up, but when you want to give up, there comes an opportunity,
Yeah.
and it's like
I
a sign
love
that you
that.
should keep going.
Yes.
That's how I see it.
Yes. And sometimes, well, yeah, I guess the voices, those negative voices, come from the closest to us.
Well, I wouldn't say
because they
negative. I
think-
would say constructive. I don't even know how I would say.
Well, I would, yeah, because I think for many of our family members, right, like they're giving you an advice, or they give you advice, and they're not they're doing it from the best intention, right? Like,
Yeah.
I want to help you, and if I'm advising you, I'm telling you I don't want you to be an artist, is because I know you're going to struggle maybe financially. So I'm trying, and in that process, even though it's not with bad intentions, it's kind of putting their expectations
Right.
on you, right? Like, so I'm not saying it's necessarily with bad intentions or negative. It just has a negative effect because it's not necessarily maybe your vision, right? So I think sometimes the voices that we need to quiet are those closest to us, and not necessarily intentionally. But I think sometimes we just have to be aware, right? And I think this is why it's so important to build that community, right, of other people that can feel, or that can provide that support, or that can provide a different perspective, and we can say, okay, yes, this is what I want to do. You look like me. You did it in the same, you did it. Let me follow those steps. So, I mean, family is great. I'm not saying that. It's just sometimes it's
I
like,
want the best.
But sometimes you need a space
Right.
to like figure out what you want to do.
Do the applause.
But that's other important thing, because when in your circle you don't see that reality that people are living out of art, like are making a living out of art and stuff like that. You have to like move to a different environment
Right.
to like
right,
to connect with that people,
right,
because otherwise you're gonna stay the same.
right, right,
Really
right.
step out of your comfort zone. It's such a elementary quote, but step out of your comfort zone. That's the only
Exactly.
way they can grow.
There is
like
no
doing
growth,
this right
right.
now.
Like,
Be out of my comfort zone.
starting now. No, yeah, getting out of your, if you're really happy, I think sometimes, and I don't know, I'm going to try to make a point, but like when you're really, really happy, it's like, oh, that may be the emotion to pursue, like being happy, you know, but when if you think about it, if you're always happy, you're also always in your comfort zone and nothing gets you out of. So this is why I think pain and those strong emotions are helpful, because then it gets you into this, let me question, or like snap out, or like, right, transform those emotions. And I love to get back to that, because I think it's so important. We as human beings are super complex, right? And we have all of these emotions. Sometimes they're underlying emotions, and sometimes they're traumas, right? Generational traumas that were put onto us, right? Those that build on those beliefs that, right, like that don't help us. But that capacity to transform, whether it's pain, whether it's anger, right? And where does that come from, right? Like you were able to pinpoint it was the pain. My dad was not here, right? And I'm sad, and sad doesn't really help because it just brings you down, right? But you were able to kind of push yourself through and say, how can I don't want to say productively, but how can I transform this pain to make it something that is, you know, that has meaning for me, right? Like, so I don't know. I don't know if you want to say more about that, because I think that's...
You literally just said
is
the
that
third
Great.
Segue.
So on that, how does that, you know, in how this transcends to your art? Are there any recurrent symbols or elements in your work that hold special meaning, maybe in how you transform that art and that rather that pain? How did that manifest into the work that you do, and does that appear, right, in several pieces of your work, or, you know, what does that look like?
Well, I feel like white butterflies are really meaningful because I feel like they mean like transformation. And when my father passed away, I started seeing a lot of butterflies.
My mom used to say white butterflies
White
are your family visiting you if you pass
Exactly.
away.
100%, but we're not going to get into
No,
that.
I know.
Yeah. It's like,
Gonna
it
get
could
too
be a
emotional.
whole nother episode. Yeah. Yeah, because Jose, if you want to share, maybe just briefly.
My mom passed away back in February, so hearing you say this about your dad, it's kind of incredible, because I've been having a hard time. Like, I accept that my mom passed away because she suffered a lot, but it almost now feels like you're just sitting in a chair like, okay, what do I do now? And sometimes I feel like, should I just sit on the sofa and watch TV and let the emotions just pass by, which is not really helpful, or just
Face the emotions.
or just going to work, but it manifests in other ways, anger. But when you were saying that about your father, it's like, holy crap. I almost said the other word. Holy crap.
It depends what do you feel that you need, because if you're feeling sad and you don't know how to express it, maybe you just need to go for a run. Maybe you just need to scream. Maybe you just need to cry and be alone for, like, you can ask yourself that, and then you know you know what you need, you know, like.
Yeah.
But I feel like the best way to like overcome grief is just expressing it through like music, art, singing, drawing as a fashion designer.
But I will say, while my mom, while she was dying, I was unemployed. I got laid off from my previous job. And I remember talking to her. She's like, what do you want to do, papi, for your next job? I was like, well, I want to do something that I can help people, but I don't know how I can help people because I feel like I worked in the transportation industry, the product management industry. Like, that's all just making money for other people. And then she passed away. And then I took a break from applying for jobs. And then literally, like that, I remember like Centro just called me after I applied. And I'm literally doing what I want. I mean, fashion designing, but event management and working with the community in a really...
Helping others.
Yeah. And in this moment of time that we're most needed, I feel like my mom, she did that.
I think she helped you manifest as does.
She was like, here, stop complaining.
That's nice. Yeah. That's a really great way to like keep going.
Yeah.
No, but I love all of this. I think it's you were saying how to, you know, sometimes we don't know where that grief is or where those strong emotions are. Just go, right? Like, just, I don't know where it's coming from. I don't have to necessarily figure out now. I don't know, but like, have, I call them exits, right? Like we all have stress in our lives, etc. But what is it? What activity is it that makes you forget about the present, right? Or grounds you to the right? Is it painting? Is it running? Is it? And I feel like you just figured out, you knew exactly where the paint came from, and you kind of just instinctively went into art and transformed it. But sometimes it's not that obvious, right? It's like, I have no idea why I'm pissed or why I don't know why. Just do, right? Like, would you say that's just go for it, right? Like, don't ask, just feel, do what's intuitive to you. So what would you say?
I feel like also when you I don't know. I don't feel like you overcome fear because it keeps going, keeps coming and going.
Fear is like
but
always present.
but I feel like in this journey of healing, I have met a lot of people that have they're going through grief also, and while doing workshops and stuff like that, I like people start talking about like, oh yeah, a woman talk about my grandma passed away and we didn't have a really good relationship, but she's always on my mind, right? But while she was painting, she was talking about her grandma. And at the end of the workshop, we started seeing like all the artwork of all the people, and she was talking to me like, I really like this experience because I feel like it really helped me out to like express myself and like understand what I'm feeling. And I told her like, you were talking about your grandma and you said like all these emotions that you were feeling, and she said like, yeah, I feel like that's one of the reasons I put a lot of dark green on my plants, because I feel like those are my shadows.
Wow.
But but there were some light greens in the painting, and I told her like, but as you painted dark green, you also painted light green, and those are your lights. Yeah, you have shadows, but you also have lights in your life, and that's the way you're expressing yourself. Because don't let your shadows like blur your light, you know,
Right.
like, and that's really meaningful because to me, because even though it wasn't like planned, she saw that like she was healing through art. And
Wow.
that's how I understood that this purpose like is more meaningful, not only to me but for more people. So that's really important to me, like, because
my
you're
God.
seeing like I'm seeing that my work is impacting in some way other people. So
Yeah. I love the what you mentioned about fear in perspective, right? Like, and I think it's that, right? Like you're looking at two different colors and how one represents another, or one represents the shadow and the other the light. It's about perspective, I think, oftentimes, right? Like, because fear can freeze us, or right, like our shadows can stop us from accomplishing our dreams or whatever. But if you change perspective, then it's fear can actually become can catapult you to then do what you've been wanting to do, right? Like, in fact, I always think professionally, I'm very career oriented. Like I'll admit it until I die. But the way I use fear is for my next position, for example. If it doesn't scare me, then it's not a challenge I want to take. It's not, if it's not that element of fear of like, this, like, how am I going to do this? Is this it? And how, of course I go through all those doubts. Can I do it? Is this fun? But I use that to then say, if it doesn't scare me, that means I'm going to be bored, right? Or that means I'm not going to get out of my comfort zone. So I love that, like, it's how you use it. And evidently is how that change of perspective of that, looking at two different colors. It's that, looking at two things from a perspective that can then help you, move and heal. And that's beautiful. I think that's beautiful.
I do have a question. So just returning to the original course.
Yeah, he's keeping us on track. Yeah.
The last paintings that you had for Hispanic Heritage Month, I noticed a theme of animals. One of them had an elk reindeer, and the other one had a colibri. How do you say?
Hummingbird.
And on your website, I saw that you have one with a serpent, and I feel like those can be traced back to Mexico, except the deer
or heritage. Well, they're very spiritual, actually. Yeah.
Deer. There's also deer in the desert. In the desert in Sonora.
Really? So how, like, and now you mentioned butterflies too. Why animals? I mean, I feel like there could be an obvious answer, but I want to hear.
I don't know. I feel like it, I don't know. I feel like animals are like have been a way for me to represent grief. Like butterflies, hummingbirds also represent like transformation.
Mhm.
And I had this painting about like with a deer and a bunny and a coyote, and that also goes back to my roots of Sonora, like representing like the animals that live in the desert and stuff like that. So it's also like a connection
Yeah.
to my roots and to what I see every day. I don't see deers and coyotes, right? Because I live in Washington now, but back in the day, I used to be involved. Oh, that used to be my environment.
Right.
But I feel like animals are really like have been really representative of my work because it's a way to express grief. I don't know.
And I also noticed that because you do very colorful paintings, but then you do a lot of black and white or black, white, and gray, and those are mostly people. Like, is that choice? How do you say it? Is that choice on purpose, or is it just a stylistic?
Explicit. Maybe it's implicit. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. I haven't.
Analyze it.
No.
I love it.
But I think I need to think about it.
Sorry, that's the first thing I
Well-
noticed because I'm like, all the animals were very colorful, and then I was putting up the Mexican native people, and they were all black and white, and they had like one of them was something about blowing in the wind.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
Well, I heard somewhere, and maybe this is going to resonate, maybe not. I can't remember where, but it was a trusted resource, that animals come and have a message, right? Because they have certain, maybe, like you said, right? Butterfly signifies transformation because of how it becomes a butterfly, right? Like, and then dogs, maybe, and I can speak on dogs because, I mean, you can see Matilda and Tonio are also part of the program. If you can see on YouTube, you'll see them here. Loyalty, right? Or family, right? Or wolves, like represent family in spite of popular belief. They're very pack oriented, etc. So I think when animals appear in, well, this is what this person, she was describing animals. When animals appear in your life, they bring a message, and it's either, right, like hope or transformation, or it's time, right? Like ants, right? Like they work, they get ready for it. So it's probably a message around that. Or bees, right? Like they're working bees, they spend 90% of their lives working, and maybe it's time to collaborate. They're very collaborative, right? Like, because that's how hives survive. So maybe it's something tapping into this ancestral knowledge or this intuition or this voice within that's coming through and manifesting through, animals that have a special meaning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I feel like since my father passed away, I have became more spiritual, and that's the way of like I connect with my spirituality with art, through art, and I feel like you said, animals are really meaningful and can bring a lot of messages. You don't understand in the specific moment.
I was just gonna say, I have a Shiba Inu. I'm like, what is she trying to teach me?
You have a what?
A Shiba Inu.
Oh, really?
They're the
It's a
Japanese
dog.
dog. Her
Yeah.
name is Naomi, and the name fits her perfectly because she's very
we're still yet to meet her.
Shiba-ish. I'm like Larissa, you guys are talking. I'm like, what purpose? Like she throws her plate
Patience.
at me when she. Yeah.
Patience.
That's what my dogs teach me, I'll tell you that.
Like, what is she teaching?
Oh no, the animals come to, they have great lessons. I mean, I every day, my dogs, I mean, like as nonverbal, right? Like pets, I think is different from that, but nonverbal beings, they communicate. Like people are like, oh, they don't talk. Oh, they do talk. They
Yeah.
just don't talk in the way that humans do. But in all animal kingdom, right? Like dolphins and the way they communicate, the fact that we don't understand, it doesn't mean they don't have a level of conscious and awareness. It's just, we are very egocentric human beings and think that we're at this top of the chain, and I don't agree, right? Like I think animals have so much to teach us, and maybe that's what you're seeing, and that's what's transforming. But I love that, it's open to interpretation. Maybe like, you put a butterfly, and then that's what I love about art, right? Like, because I can look at your art and understand and if you give me your perspective, then I get it. But then it's also how I'm interpreting it, right? And how I'm seeing and what a butterfly means. And I love that. So
Yeah, and that's really important that you mentioned that, because I did a mural for a nonprofit, and it had a heart in the middle, and it was in the middle of an ocean, and some kids were like moving the waves, right?
love it.
And that was meaningful for me because it represented like nature and transformation and stuff like that. But like you said, like different, like when people see my art, they have different interpretations. And a woman went to the nonprofit, and she didn't knew the meaning of the mural, but she told the director of the nonprofit, like, I had a heart attack just a few weeks ago, and I this mural is really meaningful to me because that's what I felt when I was like having the heart attack. Like, I saw that that image in my head, and I was like, okay, now I understand that I don't have to put a meaning to my
Right.
paintings, because everybody like sees my art and
In
has
different ways,
in
right?
different ways.
Yeah.
And that was really meaningful to her, because she was like, I was passing out, like, and I saw that image in my head, and now I see it in a mural, and it's really life changing. And I was like, okay, this is great.
Is there a painting out there from another artist, well known or not well known, that did that for you?
That's difficult. Um,
Probably. But you just
I really like this painting of Frida Kahlo, that she's like, there's two versions of Frida.
Oh,
One
Las Dos Fridas.
Ajá,
Yeah.
Las Dos Fridas,
a really good
with
one.
one with she was dressed as a man, and the other one was like,
Oh wait, no, that's not it. There's one. I think that Las Dos Fridas is the one she's sitting, and it's like literally two of them. But Frida's amazing. I think
Yeah.
she's amazing at portraying pain and transforming it in.
yeah,
You have it?
yeah,
No.
no, I'm not sure.
Well, I think what's beautiful about artists is that you're the conduit. You are of many emotions that could be up for interpretation, and it's up to beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? But then I look at your art, and while it meant something to you, it means something different to me. And that's what's beautiful about art, is that you open that channel and that, opportunity to get inspired, whether it's the intended message that you had as you painted or not, but that the fact that you're influencing in one way or another at a personal level, whether it was the intention you had or not, it's just, you influence someone. And I think to me, that's ultimately the most important. Did we find it? Oh, Danny's
I'm
like,
not
click,
too
click,
sure
click,
if
click.
this
What I
is
Wait,
something
wait.
that's what I really like about murals, because like,
I was going to ask you that. Why do you like a mural?
because for example, owner of a restaurant, they don't know how to like, they have a vision of a mural, but they don't know how to do it themselves, right? So that's why they hire you. But it's crazy because when you paint something, and when you see the reaction of the person that you do the mural for, they are really excited, because they were like, this is what I imagined, but I didn't know how to express it.
Right.
And it's really meaningful for
Right.
us as an artist, having like,
Conveying that.
yeah, like having this talent or this tool in your hands to
Right.
like do that, to
Yeah.
transform that, like, that creativity to like paint on a wall and change something. So
Transform it or like put it into. I love this.
What's the hardest, or when creating a mural? Because I know that you did one in Fremont. What's the hardest thing when doing a mural? Because I feel like, to me, there can be
Everything.
like getting started, or
The way I see it.
outlining, or going up and down the ladder.
Well, a lot of things are are difficult in a mural. The logistic in general is really difficult. Like, we were painting the Burke Gilman Trail,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of bicycles going by every day. So like, having a time to like being like having the space to like paint and to like move everything around without like having an accident or
Right.
like
Oh, right.
or like painting during hours that you don't have light,
Oh,
so
right.
you depend of the sun, and or like with the weather here is
Oh.
really difficult. You
Yeah.
cannot paint during
It's
this
raining,
time,
right.
Right.
or like there's a lot of things that can be difficult, but you have to learn how to plan everything, and and if you do it right, you can achieve it.
Yeah.
If there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
Well, I love to get us maybe just heading toward the last question, unless there's more things you want to talk about. Cultural identity, and I think it's definitely something you convey. Is definitely something we see, right? Whether it's the initial intention or not, it comes through in in the animals and in the landscape that you saw back home, and how that's bringing it here is in a way introducing, showing our audiences here. What role do you think art plays in preserving or sharing cultural identity? How important is that to you? Is that something you even think about as you paint?
Well, I feel cultural identity is really important because when you get to the United States, I feel like sometimes you can lose your cultural identity because there's a lot of people from different backgrounds and you don't know how to connect
Right.
with
Ni de aquí ni de allá.
Yeah.
Not from here or there. Right?
and even though we are from the same
Right.
country, we don't have the same traditions from
Right.
one state to another. And I feel like art is my way to connect with my roots. Is a way to like express who I am, and that's the way I connect with other people, because when they see my art, they are like, oh, I can see this, like I can see this influence from Talavera or El Mercado or something like that, right? And that's what is really meaningful to me, because even though maybe it's hard for me to find my community, I feel like art is a medium to find my people. Like it brings people to me.
Yeah.
It attracts. So it's difficult, but it is my way to like connect with my roots.
Yeah.
It's the best way I can do it.
Love it. I love it. Is there anything that you want to share that we didn't talk about, that we didn't ask you? Is there something you want to say, or
I do have
anything you want
one
to
more
add?
question.
Okay, one more question, Jose.
And maybe this can be like our recurring question for guests. What's
TBD. We didn't talk
what
about that.
advice would you give your 6-year-old self?
Oh, it's difficult, but just believe in yourself, and also, if you have a vision, pursue it, because even though you have fear or you don't know how to start, you will find a way during the journey.
Yeah.
You won't have the answers in the beginning, but when time passes by, you will find the answers.
Yeah. So just have the purpose.
Just have the purpose, and then and the opportunities will start to appear.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you have, where does it go? If you move, the path appears, or as you move, the path appears. The path is
Exactly.
not necessarily there. I love it. I love it. Where can people find you on social media or on?
Well, my social media is Vale_Ortiz L Ortiz L,
Danny
and
will put it
we'll
on the
put it
spot.
on the.
I'll put it
we'll
on the screen. No worries.
and I usually just use Instagram for now.
Okay.
And my murals are like in different parts of Seattle,
Is there-
Fremont.
Right. Is there one in particular you want people to visit?
I just did a new mural for Western Washington University
Really?
in Bellingham.
Oh.
It's inside the university.
What is it?
Huh?
What is it?
What is it?
The mural, like what?
It talks about El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
Oh, emblematic too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it's really meaningful because in the center there's a butterfly, and it represents Phyllis Gutierrez.
Mm-hmm.
She was a really meaningful woman for the Latino community. She passed
Activist,
away
yeah.
this year, and the person that donated the money for the mural was her grandson. So that's one of the main reasons I put a butterfly in the center,
Yeah.
to represent her, to like to represent all the work she has done for the community, and the fact that el pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
I love it. I love it. Well, we'll be sure to add your social media handle so that people can follow you. And please, we thank you so much for sharing your story. This was beautiful. Follow her on social media. And most importantly, come and see the art exhibition where her art was going to be here at Centro Cultural Mexicano. So tell us a little bit about how that's going and when that starts.
So we actually just had our Dia de Muertos celebration back on October 30th.
Which was great.
Which was incredible. We brought in Aztec dancers and Mariana's idea of bringing a string trio orchestra.
Symphony,
Which,
yeah.
it was incredible. They played Harry Potter and I love
La
that.
Llorona
Yeah.
and Coco music from
nice.
But now we're shifting to having an art exhibit that will start on November 14th. It'll run for a month. And we have 13 artists plus our ofrenda that Yolanda, our in-house artist,
Yep.
created, which is incredible. So stop by.
Yeah. So it's a collective ofrenda where if you which will still be up. If you have
I never want to
anything-
take it off.
I know,
so
it's
beautiful.
so beautiful. So it's here at Centro Cultural Mexicano. If you have any pictures or anything you want to add, this is a collective. It's an ofrenda of the people. So if there are any special loved ones that you want to honor, please bring pictures or items or food if you want to. We can put it there. And yeah, November 14th, Valeria is going to be here with us, so you can. Right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. It's the opening celebration of the art exhibition, so you'll be able to come and join us. We're gonna have it's at 6:00 Friday, November 14th. At 6 p.m. So we're gonna have all the artists. They can talk to you about the art. They can you can interact with them, get a sense of as we had the opportunity to talk with Valeria. But we'll also have entertainment. So there'll be food and
You're
we'll
gonna
have
tell them?
entertainment. Is there a drum? Oh, we haven't gotten that way. Dan is like,
Work in
next.
progress. Work in progress.
So we're going to have flamenco as entertainers. I think that connection with our ancestors and, say more. But in essence, Oleaje Flamenco is going to be with us. So if you've never seen flamenco dancers dance, please come because it's amazing. They do it right in front of you. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, join us on Friday, November 14th at 6 p.m. You'll get to meet Valeria. But if you can't, for whatever reason, come and visit Centro Cultural Mexicano. We're open 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. And the art exhibition is going to run through about, December 17th or so? 14th. So you'll get to see Valeria, but follow her. I think we learned so much. Valeria, thank you so much for
Thank you so much.
sharing your story. And this is your home, and Centro Cultural Mexicano exists and has resources for artists like you and spaces like you. So don't hesitate to, help us share also within your network so that artists like you can also have the opportunity to participate in events. So yes, thank you everyone. Thank you.
Thank you
And
so
thank you,
much.
Danny, on the
you,
back end
You
there.
guys are welcome.
All right, we'll see you next month. December 2nd Friday of every month is when we will publish our podcast, and we'll announce our next speaker. But yeah, until then, thank you so much everyone. We'll see you soon.
Bye bye.
Gracias. Bye.